because I ain't making it seem like nothing. Obviously, you got it misunderstood. What's your question, sister?
Because obviously, wearing that type of stuff is an issue to you. But I don't get how wearing a crop top and shorts is affecting you. You're a whole man. You can build your empire yourself.
My empire is, I'm building mine. So, hey, if you got a question, you gotta come deal with me. I don't want you to pop off and then drive off. If you got something to say, come deal with me. Otherwise, I'm trying to talk to my people. But you got a question, sis? Come on, come on.
What we can with the resources that we have.
Yeah, come up, sis.
You just out here preaching the word and talking. Are you donating to charities? Are you out here building to nonprofits?
IUIC, Google it. Google our organization. Go ahead. Give her a flyer. Get her a flyer. She want a flyer. Right there with that sister. Go ahead. What you got?
I don't really necessarily agree with
Come on, sis. What's your question?
You just bashing the black folks for stuff that they're trying hard to do already.
Y'all need to stop teaching it.
She did it for my burial.
We know where the fuck we came from.
Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world.
Wherever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world. What is the true gospel of Christ? Christ is a black man from the tribe of Judah. The black, Hispanic, and Native American man. You are the Israelites in the Bible. Read.
Where?
My granddaughter can't be what she want to be. She's 4 years old.
So my thing is, okay, for the state of our people, I grew up out here. I grew up in Oak Park, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you straight. From when I was little to now, with black presidents, with certain people kind of making it out or whatever, the gist of our people in these communities, nothing has gotten better for us.
Yes, because
Nothing has gotten better for us.
Why?
So the point that we're trying to make is that we don't care if one person might make it, another person might make it, but the point is that if our people really want to see change, two things need to happen. First, you got to know who you are.
Right.
And second, you got to come back to God's laws. Because I'll ask you a question right now. What's your nationality?
I'm black, African American.
You see what I'm saying? So what's your nationality? Black, right? Well, that's part of the problem because African American, right, is the name of two white men. Leo Skippers Africanus and Amerigo Vespucci, right? Amerigo Vespucci commissioned Christopher Columbus voyage. They named America after him. Africanus, the Second Punic Wars, he beat Hannibal and them. They named Africa after a white man. They named America after a white man. So we call ourselves, if you go to Africa right now, there's nobody that call themselves, there are no Africans over there. They are either they're Watusi, they're Sudanese, they're Nigerians, Egyptians. They have a nationality, they have a tribe that links to their nationality, their history. You know what I'm saying? So watch this. So watch this. I'm gonna give you some game, right? I'm gonna give you some game. According to the Bible, now watch this. According to the Bible, do you know who you are? In the Bible, in the book.
No, I do not.
I'm gonna learn you real quick. Pay attention. I'm gonna learn you. How about you? You know who you are in the Bible? No? We don't know, right? Because you say black or you say African American or black or whatever, right? And so look, I'm gonna show you in the Bible because watch. I'm gonna show you how we can prove who you are according to the Bible. Because the Bible talks about a history. Give me Deuteronomy 1 and verse 1. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. Because I'm gonna tell you who you are. You're an Israelite according to the Bible.
That's
right. Who you are, sis. You're an Israelite according to the Bible. According to the Bible, you are one of the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. I'm going to prove that right here today. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
These are the words that Moses spoke to Israel. Watch this. These are the words that Moses spake unto Israel. Watch this. This is Moses speaking to Israel in the wilderness. Watch this. Deuteronomy 28 verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Hey, you know why? You know why the Bible is the #1 book sold in the world? Sis, you know why? Sis, right here. So you know why the Bible is #1 book sold in the world? You know why? Prophecy.
That's right.
When the Bible, the prophets of old, they write things down. They say, look, the Lord spoke to me. This is going to happen. And then years later, that thing comes to pass. They look at this Bible like, oh my God, that thing is a real book. The prophets are a real thing in the earth. Why? Because what they say gonna happen you do not keep the commandments of God, here are the curses that are going to come upon you as a people. Now watch this. When those things come to pass, now that prophecy that he said would happen, those curses that he said would happen, have now become the history of a people. So we're going to read these prophecies. We're going to read these curses that God said would happen to a particular people, and you tell me whose history this is. You understand what I'm saying? 50 Field, come listen. Read that.
Verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Whoa. Verse, he said the Lord going to bring you into Egypt. It's an old Quaker word. It means captivity. Matter of fact, prove it. Exodus 20:2. Egypt means captivity. You hear me? Read this word, bro.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord, thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Egypt is a word that means house of bondage. He said, I brought you out of the house of bondage. Well, guess what? Watch what he said in verse 68. Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt,
into bondage, into slavery,
again.
But this time,
with ships. With ships.
with what?
With ships.
So watch this, bro. I got a question for you, bro. Give me that sign. Give me that sign. Is this the one?
Yep.
Look at this. Look at this, sis. These are cargo slave ships, sis. What people's history is going into slavery on cargo slave ships? Whose history is that? That's our history. That's our history to go into slavery on cargo slave ships. God said in the Bible, prophetically, this would happen to the Israelites. That's right. We're breaking God's laws. That's why when we come out here, we're real adamant about God's people keeping God's laws. That's what verse 16 says.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thy be in the city, and cursed shall thy be in the field.
The Bible said, cursed shall we be in the city. Guess what? He said wherever your people gonna be in the city that you're in, it's going to be cursed. It's going to be bad for you. Right. It's going to be called the ghetto. Right. It's going to be called the slums. We're going to be called, it's going to be where we at. We in the trap house. We're trapped. You understand? So we at the bottom of society. You understand what I'm saying? That's what God said would happen to the Israelites everywhere they go because they do not want to keep God's laws. So when we come out here, don't be shocked at how adamant we are about saying, sis, you gotta put a dress on. Why? Because that's how we went into slavery. We didn't want to keep God's laws. I'm tired. I don't want to go back into slavery. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna tell my people what they gotta do to get it right. What you gotta do to get it right. Don't be mad at us, bro. I don't want to. I'm tired of being at the bottom. I'm tired of being cursed in the city. I'm tired of being cursed in the field. But we gotta understand what happened and how we got here. We gotta understand what we gotta do to fix it to come back and put ourselves on top. Does that make sense? That makes sense. So we get mad. We like, dang, brother, sis, you gotta cover your body up. You gotta come back to culture. Brothers, y'all gotta stop gangbanging. We gotta stop getting high. We gotta stop selling drugs. Right. I was there. I can say that. I changed. I repented. You could too. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care what your story is. I got a story I can tell. We all got testimonies. I can tell you how my daddy was a crackhead. I can tell you how my mama was a prostitute. I can tell you how I was in prison all my life. I can tell you all that. I can talk about my two brothers that got murdered right here behind bonfire. I can talk about all that. Everybody got a testimony. But what about you? You gotta change. I don't care where you at personally, you can still get better. Right. Understand that? So it's a constant growth. It's a constant struggle, man. We gotta change out here. Sister, if you got a question, because I ain't making it seem like nothing. Obviously, you got it misunderstood. What's your question, sister?
Because obviously, wearing that type of stuff is an issue to you. But I don't get how wearing a crop top and shorts is affecting you. You're a whole man. You can build your empire yourself.
My empire is, I'm building mine. So, hey, if you got a question, get out and come deal with me. I don't want you to pop off and then drive off. If you got something to say, come deal with me. Otherwise, I'm trying to talk to my people. But you got a question, sis? Come on, come on.
What we can with the resources that we have.
Come up, sis.
You just out here preaching the word and talking. Are you donating to charities? Are you out here building to non-profit?
IUIC, Google it.
Because I have.
Google our organization. Go ahead. Give her a flyer. Get her a flyer. She want a flyer. Right there with that sister. Go ahead. What you got?
I don't really necessarily agree
Come
with
on, sis. What's your question?
You just bashing the black folks for stuff that they're trying hard to do.
All right, for sure, sis. We got you.
Y'all though, for real.
We got you for sure. Keep it pen. Keep changing.
Now I understand. Now I understand.
So 50
I didn't have to understand that first. Now I appreciate y'all breaking it down, giving it understanding.
All praise, all praise, all praise. 50 years ago, we was worse. We was getting better, rather. Now today, you say we getting worse. Is that what you saying?
Like, for one thing, we don't stick together. We got a whole lot of houses running around. We got internal infliction from our people. I understand what you said. You know, we got to stick together. Y'all out here trying to tell us what we need to do to be better. But it's not really us not wanting to be better. Every time when we want to be better and we do better, it gets ripped and snatched away from them. Black
For
Wall
sure.
Street, Black Wall Street has happened thousands of times. And I know this one Black Wall Street that they put out was to read about today. The problem is, how come every time when we're putting our things together in the Bible, I see quote the Bible, and the Bible says that we're being afflicted.
I'm gonna give you prophetically what the Bible say we should do, right? And to answer your question. Yeah, give me 2 Kings 8:44.
When does this shit end?
I'ma
Because
tell
it's
you.
not our power. It's not us.
Right.
Like you
I'ma
said,
tell you.
We don't
I'ma
have
tell
the
you.
power. We don't have the power to, like you said, give them loans and shit. They're empowered, right?
I got
so
you.
the enemy is empowered, and we're like seem like forever fucking inflicted. And these people constantly inflicting our people. They got a stronghold on us all damn day. And it's not that we're not trying to come out of it. We're trying to come out of it. We're trying. But every time we trying, they got 20 billion steps ahead of us
For sure.
on how they gonna tear
It's like
that shit
we
apart.
playing Monopoly and they got all the hotels. I got you.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Nah,
not
I
us.
got
So
you.
where
Oh,
in the Bible do it say
it is what it ain't.
gon' end?
I got you. Watch this. Read that.
6. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not.
So this is prophetic. He said, now look, we know we're going to go through trials, we're going to go through tribulation, but if they sin, God's chosen people, this is a powerful people. I tell you what, so they tell you get 10 black men together with the right mind, we can take the world by storm. They say that's a ride. You can't put niggas together. No, too many niggas in one place, that's a ride. They break that up. White man, you right, he got tactics. He like, I know that's two powerful people. We got to break them up, break them down. They got traps and things and schemes and things. We know that. But God say, if the man sin, and we know they gonna sin, if my people sin, we know they gonna sin, go ahead.
And thou be angry with them,
And God be angry with us.
and deliver them to the enemy.
Because God delivered us to our enemy. You looking at this thing was done by God. How can the strongest people on the earth be taken down by the weakest people on the earth? That's God. So guess what? The only way that we can come out of this situation, there must be a divine intervention. You gotta understand that, sis. Watch this. Right.
So that they carry them captive so that they carried them away captive unto a land of the enemy.
So he's saying then they get carried away, which we did. We went into slavery on slave ships. That happened. We know that. Go ahead.
Far or near.
Uh-huh.
Yet if they shall bethink themselves.
Yet if they shall bethink themselves. Because one thing you got to remember is that this is not, we have to remember who we are. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 26. Because this is not, believe me, when I asked your nationality and you said black, or as soon as you say African American, I understood that, oh, that's God's people. Why? Because that's befitting of a curse that was put on us by God. I'm going to show you in the Bible. Watch this.
That's right.
Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 16. 26. I said I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
So you got a people that was scattered in slavery, and the remembrance of our rulership in the earth is forgotten among men. Bring it out. But what I'm saying is that is a curse. That is a curse that God put on us. I'm telling you the power of God. If God has the power to take that away from us, then God is the only one who has the power to restore it to us. And the only way you can find favor with God is if we come back to God's commandments. What we're reading here today.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.